What if I told you that 95% of our universe is made of something we can't see, touch, or even understand? And that's just the beginning of how little we actually know about reality. We live in an age where we can split atoms, send rovers to Mars, and peer billions of years into the past using telescopes, yet some of the most fundamental questions about our universe remain completely unsolved. These aren't just minor gaps in our knowledge. These are gaping chasms that challenge the very foundations of physics and force us to confront the humbling reality that we might be cosmic toddlers trying to understand calculus. Today we're diving into 5 of the most perplexing mysteries that keep physicists awake at night and might completely revolutionize our understanding of existence itself. First mystery is perhaps the most embarrassing admission in all of science: dark matter. Imagine you're trying to understand how a car works, but 85% of the engine is completely invisible to you. It's essentially where we are with the universe. When astronomers calculate how much matter should exist based on what they can observe, the numbers don't add up. Galaxies are spinning too fast, they should be flying apart, but something invisible is holding them together with its gravitational pull. We call this mysterious substance dark matter, but calling it that is like calling an unknown disease the sick thing. We have no idea what it's made of, we can't detect it directly, and every attempt to find it has failed. Think about that for a moment. The majority of all matter in the universe is completely unknown to us. It's like discovering that most of your house is made of rooms you can't see or enter. Some scientists have proposed exotic particles with names like WIMPs and axions. Others suggest our understanding of gravity itself might be wrong. But after decades of searching with the most sensitive equipment ever built, dark matter remains as elusive as ever. Second mystery takes this confusion and amplifies it: dark energy. If dark matter wasn't humbling enough, scientists discovered that not only is most of the universe invisible, but it's also expanding at an accelerating rate, driven by something even more mysterious than dark matter. This force, dubbed dark energy, makes up about 70% of the entire universe, and it's essentially anti-gravity, pushing everything apart faster and faster. Here's what's truly mind-boggling about this. For most of cosmic history, we thought gravity was the dominant force slowing down the expansion that began with the Big Bang, like a ball thrown upward eventually slowing down due to gravity. But in 1998, astronomers discovered the cosmic equivalent of that ball suddenly speeding up as it rises. Something is overpowering gravity on a cosmic scale, and we have absolutely no idea what it is. The leading explanation is that empty space itself has energy, called vacuum energy, but when physicists try to calculate how much energy empty space should have, they get an answer that's off by a factor of 10 to the power of 120. It's not a small error. That's like predicting someone's height to be the width of an atom, and finding out they're taller than the observable universe. This discrepancy is so enormous that it's considered the worst prediction in the history of physics, yet somehow this mysterious energy is driving the fate of everything that exists. The third mystery ventures into the realm where physics meets philosophy: the measurement problem in quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is the most successful theory in physics. It's given us lasers, computers, and GPS systems, yet it describes a reality so bizarre that even its founders couldn't fully accept it. According to quantum mechanics, particles don't have definite properties until they're measured. Instead, they exist in what's called a superposition, essentially being in multiple states simultaneously. It's like saying a coin is both heads and tails at the same time until you look at it. The famous thought experiment illustrating this is a cat in a box that's somehow both dead and alive until observed. But here's the mystery: what exactly constitutes a measurement, and why does observation seem to collapse these quantum possibilities into a single reality? Some interpretations suggest that consciousness plays a fundamental role in shaping reality. Others propose that every quantum measurement creates parallel universes where every possible outcome actually occurs. There's even an interpretation suggesting that objective reality doesn't exist at all until we measure it. Think about the implications here. Either our consciousness has the power to influence physical reality, or we live in one of countless parallel universes, or reality itself is fundamentally dependent on observation. Each possibility sounds like science fiction, yet one of them might be the actual nature of our existence. The fourth mystery challenges our understanding of time itself, the arrow of time and entropy. Time seems to flow in only one direction. We remember the past but not the future. We age but never grow younger, and broken things don't spontaneously repair themselves. This directionality is explained by the second law of thermodynamics, which states that entropy, or disorder, always increases in a closed system. A broken cup will never reassemble itself, because there are vastly more ways for it to be broken than intact. Here's the cosmic puzzle. The fundamental laws of physics are time reversible, meaning they work equally well whether time flows forward or backward. If you filmed subatomic particles and played the video in reverse, you couldn't tell which direction was which because the laws governing their behavior are symmetric in time. Why does our macroscopic world have such a clear direction when the microscopic world doesn't? The mystery deepens when we consider the early universe. For the second law of thermodynamics to create the arrow of time we experience, the universe must have started in an extremely low entropy state, incredibly organized and unlikely. Why would the universe begin in such a special condition? What set up this initial order that allowed complexity, life, and consciousness to emerge as entropy increased? Some scientists propose that our observable universe is just one bubble in an infinite multiverse, where different regions have different arrows of time. Others suggest that time itself might be an emergent property rather than fundamental. Implications are staggering because our entire experience of causality, memory, and existence depends on time's arrow, yet we have no idea why it points in the direction it does. Our final mystery brings us to perhaps the most profound question of all, the hard problem of consciousness. Despite all our advances in neuroscience, we still have no idea how subjective experience arises from objective matter. We can map every neuron in the brain, trace every electrical impulse, and catalog every chemical reaction, but nowhere in this physical description will you find an explanation for why there's something it feels like to be you. This isn't just about intelligence or information processing. Computers can perform calculations far faster than humans, but we have no reason to believe they experience anything at all. Mystery is why there's an inner subjective world accompanying your brain activity, why you don't just process information like a computer, but actually experience sensations, emotions, and thoughts. Neuroscientists believe consciousness will eventually be explained as an emergent property of complex neural networks, like how wetness emerges from water molecules, but others argue that consciousness represents a fundamental feature of reality itself, perhaps as basic as matter and energy. There are theories suggesting that all matter has some form of consciousness, that information integration creates awareness, or even that consciousness exists outside of physical reality altogether. Hard problem of consciousness forces us to confront whether science can ever fully explain the nature of existence when the very tool we use to understand reality, our conscious experience, remains completely mysterious. What makes these mysteries particularly fascinating is that they're not just academic puzzles. They represent fundamental gaps in our understanding that could revolutionize how we see ourselves and our place in the cosmos. Resolution of any one of these mysteries might require new physics, new mathematics, or even new ways of thinking about reality itself. We might discover that consciousness plays a fundamental role in cosmic evolution, that parallel universes are real, that time is an illusion, or that the vast majority of existence operates on principles we haven't even imagined yet. These mysteries remind us that for all our technological achievements and scientific progress, we're still standing at the shore of an infinite ocean of unknown, and perhaps the most exciting discoveries in human history are yet to come. Which of these cosmic mysteries blew your mind the most, and do you think we'll solve them in our lifetime, or are some questions too big for human understanding?